Hello, BNI family. So today we are going to be reviewing your BNI goals, and hopefully this will help you have a successful year with your BNI chapter. So let's get started. My name is Gladys Monroy Boutwell. I'm with Insurance by Design, and I am going to be reviewing how to set your BNI goals. First of all, we want to talk about the power of one, because that is what this is all about. If you do the power of one things and everything that goes along with it, you are going to be successful because you're going to be able to grow your business with BNI with the power of one. So what's the power of one, you ask? Well, first is meetings. One meeting, there's 5 things. So one meeting per week. That means attending your meetings weekly, arriving on time, staying for the full meeting. And then if you cannot make it because you will have vacations planned or a conference or a big client meeting, guess what? You might not make your meeting. Find a substitute. Next, part of the number 5, number 2 is a one-to-one. This is on average having one-to-one on average with each of your members. A lot of times you're going to have 2 meetings or one-to-ones per year with your chapter members, and they're very specific. You're going to review what are the things that you are working on. What are your goals? It's gains. What are your goals? What have you achieved? What are your interests? What networks are you working on? And then what are the things that you're specifically looking for? So who have you not scheduled time with within your chapter? And if you've met with everybody twice this year, well then, who have you met outside the chapter? Maybe you've been to another training. Those one-to-ones count even outside your chapter. The number 3 spot is referrals. On average, 52 referrals in a year, which is 1 referral on average per week. So ask, who can you specifically keep top of mind? Sometimes there's specific classifications based on who you're working with. And then who is your power team or your power partners? Well, I do health insurance. That means that sometimes my clients will age to 65. I don't do Medicare. Guess what? I got power partners in Medicare that are in various regions, whether they're in the Albany area, Salem area, Portland Metro. If they speak Spanish or Russian, I have those power partners that I can trust that will take care of those clients because it's something that I don't do, and I will warmly transfer them over. The number 4 spot is a CEU, Chapter Education Unit. And you might say, oh my goodness, I don't want to listen to one more podcast. Well, you know what? This is on average 1 per week, and there's various ways to get CEUs. It could be your podcast. It can be BNI TV. Did you know that the BNI team, there's a YouTube channel? Look it up. They have some great information, or check out the newsletter because guess what? There are links to some of those trainings, and you get a CEU for every hour you spend watching these YouTube channels. Then there are books. Have you read some networking books? How about the Passport to Success? Every time you have met with somebody to get some training on what they do, it's usually about a half an hour. So if you've done 2 sitting with your president, vice president, education coordinator, visitor hosting, guess what? That is CEU. Everything adds up. Leadership Mindshare. If you have gone to Leadership Mindshare, if you have gone to the book club, if you have done any of the educations that are on BNI Oregon, guess what? CEU. And the last one is the thumb, which is a visitor, 1 visitor per month. Who are you inviting? And have you told them what's in it for them? How they're going to grow? Then register them. Make it easy for them. If they have to register, guess what? It's 1 more thing they have to do. So let's make it easy for them. Do it for them. Or ask a leadership team member, the visitor hosting, say, hey, help me out. Who can help me register this person that wants to attend? So now that you know what the power of one is now, how is it going to help you? Well, smarter goals. We're going to go into detail of each one. The S, again, 5 things. Well, technically 7. We're going to start with the first 5. S is for being very specific. How many one-on-ones will you set this week, next week? How many referrals will you send? Sometimes you don't know and you say, well, I don't know. But if you're very intentional saying, I will focus on this one classification, guess what? You're going to get that average very easily. And then how many CEUs will you do? Could you listen to a podcast or a YouTube while you drive, while you're brushing your teeth, getting ready in the morning? There's a possibility you might. The M is for measurable. If it doesn't get measured, it doesn't get done. So track with your BNI Connect. It's on your cell phone. And then add it to your calendar. I live by calendar. It has to be on my calendar. Then you have the A. Is it something that is truly achievable? Is it within your scope for this week? Because what if you are going on vacation? If you're going to be on vacation for 2 weeks, guess what? You're not going to have any one-to-ones. Well, unless you're going to an area and you know you're going to meet a BNI person there and you're going to do a one-to-one. For the most part, if you're on conference on vacation, you're not going to be doing one-to-ones. So can you do 2 one-to-ones this week before you go on vacation? Maybe 2 when you get back to make up for those 2 weeks. Again, it's an average over the last 6 months. And then what if you get sick? Then what's going to happen? Can you do a one-to-one next week? There are times where you will cluster your one-to-ones just because it happens. And so it's an average. Next is that R. Is it relevant to what you do? You might think, well, how is this relevant? How will this help your business? If you are building relationships, and that means that it is relevant to your business, because guess what? When you build relationships, people get to know, like, and trust you, and then they're going to refer to you. And is it within your desire and know-how? Do you truly feel that this is something you want to do and you know how to do? Then you got the T, time bound. Set those timelines. If your goal is to start today, and then your outcome should be next week at the end of the month, you have to have those goals per week, per month, per quarter, per semi-annual, per year. If you're doing the things slowly but surely, that little drip of water, that one little drop of water into that bucket is going to fill up. Now you're going to say, well, what about the E and the R? You said smarter goals, Gladys. Well, yes, here is your E and here is your R. What excuses are you going to overcome? Because there will always be an excuse why I could not or did not do the thing. But then if you meet your goal, how are you going to reward yourself? So you've got your power of one and you've got your smarter goals. Put them together and what do you get? You get an absolutely amazing year where your business is going to grow. Let's talk a month down the line, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months down the line. If you put these things into place, how are these goals going to help your business? Thank you so much. This has been an education moment with Gladys Monroy Boutwell with Insurance by Design.